Welcome back, everybody, to part number 2 of our NBA 2K20 1v1 tournament, where we find out who the best 1v1 player in the game is. If you guys missed out on part number 1, make sure to go down in the description below and watch that first. We've already gone through the first round of this bracket, and now we're going to be doing the rest of the tournament in this video. So of course, here's the bracket, all the winners from last round, and we're going to be starting off with the guards and then moving over to the forwards and centers in this video. If you guys forget how this works, it's going to be a 1v1 in blacktop mode, CPU simulated. The player with the higher overall, which I have posted next to their names in the bracket, is going to be able to start with the ball, and the first player to hit 11 points and win by 2 is going to win the game and move on to the next round. Now in this video, it's going to be a little different. In the finals, it is going to be a best of 2. So the 2 players that make it to the finals, they have to win 2 games to win the entire tournament. You guys did bring up a good point last video, though, that I should have faced off Clay and Paul George and then Curry and Westbrook. And that was a good point, but in the end, they would have lost to the other player in the second round. So in the end, it doesn't change things too much, but it would have been a little more fair in the first round. Without further ado, though, let's start off with our first matchup. We got 96 overall James Harden versus 91 overall Kyrie Irving. So here we go. Of course, Harden going to start with the ball since he's the higher overall, and an easy dunk inside on the first possession. Kyrie now getting inside for a dunk of his own. Kyrie with the ball again, and Kyrie gonna take the 2-1 lead. Harden coming right back at him, misses, but then gets his board and the second chance points. Harden with the ball again, another perfect release, and now he takes the lead, but Kyrie coming right back at him inside. These guys are just working down low, some tough shots. Harden gets his own rebound again. Kyrie spin move inside, and he gets that to go. So just going back and forth at this point, but Harden, the 2-pointer, is good to go, giving him that 2-point lead. Gets a block on Kyrie, and then now Harden with the 3-point lead, starting to take over right here. Harden does have his takeover badge inside, gonna keep this 3-point lead. Step back from 2 again, and it is game point for James Harden. If he scores on this next possession, it is over. Getting inside, mid-range shot, no good, but he gets his own board for the W. Checking out the box score, Kyrie not doing too bad here. He shot 6 for 9 and had 1 rebound. But James Harden, he shot 9 for 13. He actually shot worse, but he did put up more shots. He had 6 rebounds, as well as the 2 3-pointers really helped him out. Moving on to our next matchup, we got 89 overall Klay Thompson versus 93 overall Paul George. Paul George starting with the ball here, getting inside, and he does get that despite Klay being right there. Klay in the post, though. A perfect release. Paul George missing his shot, but he gets his own rebound. Taking a while here. Finally puts it up and gets the points. Klay Thompson coming right back at him, though. 100% smothered. Still hits that. Paul George, a big dunk inside, and Paul George gets the ball back yet again. Nice little pump fake there for the easy layup. Getting inside again, and Paul George starting got a pretty big lead in this game. Klay with a nice perfect release there. Klay with the ball again inside. Doesn't go for the dunk, but gets a perfect release. Paul George, a tough shot. Gonna maintain this 2-point lead. He gets his takeover badge. A big dunk inside. Again, Paul George spinning, and he now has double Klay's score inside again. 2 more points to win this for him, but Klay's gonna do whatever he can to come back here. Paul George inside, perfect release. He's at game point. 1 more to win this inside. A nice spin to get that layup, and Paul George gonna win this game. Klay Thompson checking out his box score. He went 5 for 14, missed 3 3-pointers, and also had 3 rebounds. Paul George, on the other hand, had 11 rebounds, and he went 11 for 16. Now moving over to our forwards, we got 97 overall Kawhi Leonard versus 96 overall Giannis Antetokounmpo. Kawhi, of course, gets to start with the ball here, getting inside and dunking over Giannis on the first possession of the game, but then Giannis with a spinning a nutmeg on the next possession. This game starting off really good. Kawhi taking a 2-1 lead, getting inside again for a 3-1 lead. Kawhi is our highest overall player in this competition. Almost with a steal right there, but then Giannis, nice Euro step floater. Giannis fading with that perfect release, but Kawhi coming right back at him, misses, gets his ball back, and the second chance points are good. Giannis almost throwing it down. Ends up just being a layup. Kawhi almost loses the ball, then gets that nice perfect release. Giannis, another nutmeg on Kawhi Leonard. And then Kawhi spinning inside. So just going back and forth at this point. A big block by Giannis here, though. He gets his takeover badge as well. Gets inside for the big dunk to tie the game up. And then another block on Kawhi Leonard. But then Kawhi blocks Giannis, and Giannis gets the point. Giannis taking his first lead of this game. But Kawhi Leonard ties it back up. Giannis inside, dunking over Kawhi. Giannis getting the ball again. Another dunk. And Giannis with his takeover badge is unstoppable at game point. Has the ball again. And he ends it right there. So here's Giannis's stats. While he did start off slow, he ended really powerful. 11 for 17, 2 blocks, and 10 rebounds. Kawhi Leonard had 6 rebounds, 1 block, and he shot 7 for 17. Our next matchup is going to be between our two final centers. We got 94 overall Anthony Davis versus 91 overall Joel Embiid. Of course, AD starting with the ball here, getting inside for an easy layup right there on Embiid. Again, getting inside, a nice 2-0 lead right here. Embiid with a reverse layup though. Anthony Davis blocked by Joel Embiid, but he does get the ball back. Coming inside, and a perfect release. Embiid inside now, and AD with a huge block. Gets his takeover badge and the bucket for a 3-point lead. Embiid inside yet again. He is blocked by AD. AD getting the ball now, and the easy layup right there. Again, Anthony Davis, he is taking over this game. 5-point lead right now. Let's see if Embiid can hit something. Good D. But somehow Embiid hits that mid-range shot. AD, perfect release. He cannot be stopped on offense right now. Up 8-2. And he's blocked by Embiid. Embiid with his takeover badge. Maybe this is what can get him back in the game. Anthony Davis inside though. Game point. Embiid fading. He was wide open, but then he gets blocked by Anthony Davis, who ends the game right there. Checking out Embiid, he went 2 for 16 this game. He did have 4 blocks though, and 5 rebounds. But Anthony Davis, 11 for 18 with 6 blocks and 13 rebounds. So we are now moving on to the semifinals. The winners of this matchup are going to move on to the finals. Starting off with the guard side of our bracket, we got 96 overall James Harden versus 93 overall Paul George. Starting us off, Harden spinning inside. He was open for a bit and then took the tougher shot. Harden with the ball again though, the perfect release for a 2-0 lead. A spinning nutmeg dunk inside. James Harden is taking over this game, but Paul George with a tough layup right there. James Harden with a perfect release. Up 4-1 now. He has his takeover badge. A super tough shot, but he somehow gets a perfect release. Paul George finally getting another bucket on the board. Harden with a nice spin move. Paul George missing his shot, gets his own rebound. And then Harden, signature double step back, waits for Paul George to cover him, but still hits the shot. Paul George coming right back at him, but he's going to need something big to come back in this one. Harden inside, the perfect release. He's up to 9 points. PG fading and down by 4 still, but here's Harden. And he is at game point. 1 more point, and Harden is going to win this. Paul George with a tough layup. Again, Paul George with the ball, and he gets the game within 3. He has his takeover badge coming inside, and Paul George almost with a huge comeback here. James Harden for the win. It is no good. So Paul George is still able to come back here. A big dunk inside. He is only down by 1 point now. And Paul George misses, gets his own board and ties the game up at 10. Again, Paul George with the ball inside. He takes the 1-point lead. He needs one more to win this. James Harden is cold right here. PG fading away, and Paul George with an insane comeback. Unfortunately, I do not have the box score for this video though. Now moving on to the finals of our forward/center side. We got Giannis, 96 overall Giannis versus 94 overall Anthony Davis. Of course, Giannis does get to start with the ball, getting inside for an easy layup. Looking like Giannis has the speed on AD, getting around him and then dunking on him right there. AD inside, tough shot, but he does get it to go. Giannis getting around AD again with the perfect release, and then he's blocked by Giannis inside for the dunk. And Giannis with his takeover badge now, it's going to be hard to stop him when he gets this thing. I mean, he's just insane. But here's AD and East Bay in the middle of a 1v1. Giannis inside, perfect release, 100% smothered. How does that happen? He gets a block as well and the dunk. 7-2 lead for Giannis. Missing that shot, but he does get his own board. Make that an 8-2 lead now. Anthony Davis fading in the post. Finally getting something else to fall right here. Giannis inside. Another big dunk. He needs two more to win this. Blocking Anthony Davis again. And the dunk. AD in the post. Blocked yet again by Giannis, and Giannis gonna finish it nice and easy right there. Checking out the box score, Anthony Davis 3 for 11 and only 3 points, whereas Giannis went 11 for 12, only missing one bucket. He also had 5 blocks and 8 rebounds. So here we are now with the finals of our 1v1 tournament. Making it out of the guard side, we got 93 overall Paul George, who technically isn't a guard, but we had to put him in there, facing off against 96 overall Giannis Antetokounmpo. So we do have 2 forwards in the finals, which should make this a pretty good matchup. I'm going to leave a vote on screen right now. Vote on who you guys think is going to win the finals here. And of course, this is a best of 3. So here we go. Starting off with Giannis. He gets the ball and a nice dunk inside to start the game. Giannis with the ball yet again. And he takes a 2-0 lead. Paul George losing the ball there. And Giannis now with a 3-0 lead. Paul George fading with the perfect release. Finally getting a bucket on the board. But Giannis with his takeover badge coming right back at him. And not looking good for Paul George, because you cannot stop Giannis in this game. When he has a takeover badge, a big block for Giannis right there. Paul George is now cold, and Giannis with a 6-1 lead. Spinning inside, perfect release. Giannis cannot be stopped right now. An 8-1 lead. Again, he has the ball inside, 100% smothered, doesn't matter. Still hits the shot. Now he has his takeover badge up to 10 points. Game point for Giannis here. Going to get around Paul George for the win. And Giannis with an easy Game 1 victory. Checking out this box score, Paul George went 1 for 16 in this game. 6 rebounds, only getting 1 point. And Giannis, 11 for 14, 4 blocks, 1 steal, and 10 rebounds. Heading into game number 2 now, if it's anything like the first one, Giannis is going to win this nice and easily. And he gets a tough layup on the first possession. Paul George coming right back at him, though. Giannis with a big dunk inside. Paul George blocked, gets the ball back, and he already has more points than he had in the first game right here. Giannis fading. And he's taking a 4-2 lead. He has his takeover badge as well. But Paul George with a big steal. No one can pick up the ball. Giannis gets it inside. And a perfect release. Paul George blocked by Giannis. Gets the ball back. Blocked again. And then finally, Giannis with the dunk there. Again, Paul George gets blocked inside. Blocked again. But Paul George luckily scores this time. Giannis is just a beast on offense and defense. Are you kidding me? That was an insane dunk by Giannis. He gets a block here as well. Up 8-3 now. Paul George with the perfect release. So he's doing better than the first game, but he just cannot stop Giannis on offense. Here we go. Paul George up to 5 points now. Maybe you can get a comeback just like he did against James Harden. A game point for Giannis, though. Trying to work inside. 360 spinning nutmeg for the W. And Giannis is going to be our 1v1 champion. Checking out this box score. Paul George doing a little better in this game. 5 for 16, 5 rebounds, and he had 5 points. But it was not enough to stop Giannis, who went 11 for 12, only missing 1 basket. He had 6 blocks this game and 7 rebounds. So there we go. Our winner of our 1v1 tournament is going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the funny thing about this is that Giannis was our champion in last year's 1v1 tournament. And last year, he did end up facing off against Joel Embiid. So Giannis, our back-to-back 1v1 tournament champion. He won it in 2K19, winning it again in NBA 2K20. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, of course, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing some more tournaments like this in the future. Some duo tournaments, maybe some trio, some other type of tournaments. So, of course, stay subscribed to the channel with notifications on. This has been your boy Smequle, though, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone in affection, I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the